The second I stepped off the train into the city of Vaudeville, I could feel the weight of its melancholy in the air. Even the drizzle that clung to the city's grimy cobblestones felt a shade darker than your everyday downpour. Vaudeville was a city of high stakes and low morals, where vice and virtue danced a wicked waltz. Street lamps, flickering like burnt-out stars, were the only guide through the maze of rain-soaked alleyways and whispering shadows. My name's Martini, detective, troubleshooter, and a lousy sucker for hard luck stories. This wasn't my first circus, but this act was a 3-ring special. 3 murders, no leads, and a city on the brink of bedlam. The victims were as different as chalk and cheese, each a symbol of the city's vibrant veneer. A young dancer who moved like poetry in motion, her life cut short mid-pirouette. The socialite, a woman who knew the city's pulse better than anyone else. And then there was the businessman, the embodiment of vaudeville's promises of progress, snuffed out like a candle in the wind. The usual peace in vaudeville was off-kilter, replaced by the discordant notes of fear and suspicion. Strangers viewed each other through wary eyes, neighbors turned to strangers, and every shadow seemed to hold a secret. The once vibrant city had become a stage, the curtain drawn on a grim play of mystery and murder. In a city without harmony, the police chief was the conductor trying to keep the orchestra in tune. Gretzky was his name, a seasoned cop with a granite jaw and a heart that had seen better days. There was a stark tension, a raw fear that danced like St. Elmo's fire in his eyes. Whatever was happening in vaudeville had Gretzky out of his depth, and that was a sight I'd never thought I'd see. If anyone could make sense of this twisted tale, it would be him. I'd better head to the police station and have a chat with Gretzky for starters.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vaudeville. What looks to be quite an interesting and kind of revolutionary game, made, I think, essentially completely with AI, to the point where, as far as I understand, we're going to be having a conversation with a kind of chat GPT AI language model based system characters in the game, and it's kind of a detective mystery type game. I don't know too much about it other than what I just said. It's early access. Let's jump into it. I did just tweak the volume a little bit, so hopefully, it's a bit better for you now. Alright, I don't know much about it, we're just on a roll here. Let's see what happens. These are the options, there's not many of them. We don't have any notes. I guess we've got to choose where to go here. Okay, I clicked this one, alright, so I guess that's where we're going. Type here to speak into your microphone. Hello. Oh, do I...
A fascinating contraption you have there. Is that a new addition to my collection? A voice-amplifying device, perhaps? Pray, do tell me more about this. Micro whatever it is called. Good morning. Are you here to take a look at my collection? I must say, it's quite impressive. But do forgive me, I haven't had the pleasure of making your acquaintance. Might I inquire? Oh, how delightful. A word that captures my attention, albeit a rather intriguing term, wouldn't you agree? It carries a certain elegance and sophistication. I do wonder, my esteemed friend, what brings such a word to your lips today?
What's happening right now?
My dear interlocutor, I must confess that I am not quite sure of the exact happenings in the world beyond these walls. You see, I am quite content in my little haven here, surrounded by my cherished collection. But do enlighten me, pray tell, what is transpiring in the outside world? Is there something of particular interest that has captured your attention?
I don't know what's going on. Can you tell me why I'm here?
Why, my curious friend, you find yourself in the presence of Count Graveson, a nobleman of vaudeville with an insatiable appetite for rare curiosities and captivating conversations. As to the specific reason for your visit, that remains a mystery to me. Pray, do share with me the purpose of your presence, and together we shall embark on this intriguing journey of discovery.
Alright, we're going to leave there. I feel like I may have gone to the wrong place. Our notes, go to the police station and ask Chief Gretzky. Okay, alright, let's maybe start properly. Hello.
Well, what do you want? Spit it out.
Why do you think I'm here?
I don't know, Martini. You tell me.
I mean, I've heard something about a murder. Can you elaborate?
What mood?
I said murder.
Oh, that, I don't know much about it. Just what I've read in the papers.
Elaborate.
I don't think it's any of your business, Martini. You're just trying to distract me from the real issue here.
And what's the real issue here?
The real issue, Martini, is that we have a killer on the loose, and I aim to catch him before he strikes again.
And do you need any help with that objective?
No, I don't need your help. I can handle it myself.
So what am I doing here?
You're here to keep me company, Martini. That's all.
Well, how exactly do you expect me to keep you company?
I don't know, Martini. Maybe you can tell me a joke or something.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
An idiot police officer.
An idiot police officer who...
You, my friend.
Ha, that's a good one, Martini. You're not as dumb as you look.
Right, can we get on with business?
Oh, alright. What do you want to know?
What's our first port of call?
Well, that's a good question, Martini. Our first port of call is the morgue. We need to see the bodies for ourselves.
How many bodies?
Well, there are 3 bodies so far, but I don't know if there's more than one killer. I have a feeling there might be.
Do we know of the cause of death?
Well, Martini, to be honest, I don't know the causes of death. All I know is that they were all brutal attacks. We'll need to speak with the coroner for more details.
And who discovered the bodies?
Well, Martini, it's a sad story. The first victim was Maria Johnson.
Go on.
She was a 23-year-old blonde with a Scandinavian look.
Okay, and the second? Okay, and the second? Is this not registering now? Hello? Alright, maybe we've reached the limit here of our ability to talk to this guy. He wants to go to the morgue. Hello?
Greetings. Another day, another body to examine. It's fascinating how every individual has their own unique story written in the scars and wounds on their lifeless flesh. The human body is truly a remarkable masterpiece of intricate design and vulnerability. We are fragile beings, detective, susceptible to the cruelty of fate and the whims of violence. It is in these moments, as I peel back the layers of skin and delve into the mysteries of death, that I am reminded of the fragility of life itself.
So, are you aware of some recent murders?
Goodness, you say. Yeah, the delicate flower that blooms amidst the murky waters of existence.
I said murders.
Yes, the murders. How could one forget? Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood, their lives extinguished violently, leaving behind a trail of questions and shattered hopes. Maria Jansen, a 23-year-old blonde with a Scandinavian allure, met with a brutal end. Her body bearing the marks of a savage animal attack.
Go on.
It is a perplexing case indeed. The wounds on Maria's body suggest a frenzied assault, as if she was caught in the jaws of a predator. Yet, the absence of any known wild animals in the vicinity leaves us with more questions than answers. The cause of death remains elusive, as the injuries sustained could be attributed to the assailant or perhaps even a post-mortem disturbance. Further investigation is required to unravel the truth hidden within the confines of her battered form. And then there is poor Haley, a young dancer whose life was cut short in a dark alley.
Surely you can tell whether or not the wounds were generated before or after death, the moment of death.
I am afraid I cannot answer your question.
Why not?
Why don't we take a moment to reflect on the fragility of existence,
No.
detective? Life can be snuffed out in an instant, leaving behind a void that can never be filled.
Alright, tell me about the other murders, the other bodies.
Detective, I understand your curiosity about the other bodies. Each one tells a unique story, a tale of life abruptly interrupted. Haley Greenwood, for instance, met a tragic end with repeated blows to the head. Likely inflicted by a blunt object, possibly a stiletto shoe. The fragments found on her body point to a violent struggle, a dance of despair in the shadows of that alley. And Nikola Grossman, a man of influence in the finance world, fell victim to a single fatal stab wound to the back of his neck.
Can you tell me anything else?
Well, my dear detective, as much as I would love to share more details with you, I must respect the boundaries of my profession. The information I have provided thus far is all that is pertinent to the investigation. However, I can offer you my empathy and support in your pursuit of justice. It is a challenging path you tread, seeking answers amidst the darkness of these crimes. Remember, even in the face of such brutality, there is always a glimmer of hope. A flicker of light that guides us towards truth.
Okay, so you know nothing else.
Oh, my dear investigator, I apologize if I have not been able to provide you with the specific information you seek. As a coroner, my knowledge is confined to the realm of the deceased and the physical evidence they leave behind. But fear not, for the journey of uncovering the truth is a
Okay, alright. Let's go back to the police station. Hello, Chief. Hello, Chief.
Ah, Detective Martini. What brings you back here?
So, do you have any more information about the murders?
More
Motors.
information about motors.
No.
I'm afraid I don't follow, Martini. We're investigating murders, not motors.
I said...
Stay focused, will you?
I said murders. Do you have any more information about the murders?
Murders, you say? Yes, the unfortunate cases we're dealing with. As I mentioned earlier, there have been 3 victims so far. Maria Jansen, Nikola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood, all brutally murdered. But beyond that, my knowledge is limited to what's been reported in the papers. Is there something specific you're looking for, Detective?
Okay, so I've made a note of all the names here.
No, you made a note of all the names. That's diligent of you, Martini. But what do you plan to do with that information?
So we're going to head to the coroner's office and ask... No, actually, let's not go to the coroner's office. The morgue, I mean. Let's check around here and ask whether or not anyone knows of either Haley Greenwood, Nikola Grossman, or Maria Jansen. You can press escape or gamepad start to go back to the studio. I suppose I should probably be deactivating the microphone here when I'm talking to you guys. Alright. Let's, have you heard anything recently about some murders?
Oh, my dear, I'm afraid I haven't heard a peep about any murders. You see, I tend to keep my focus on the more delightful aspects of vaudeville. Murders and such unpleasantness are simply not on my radar. Now, tell me, do you enjoy a good game of bridge?
I don't know how to play bridge. Was that it?
Well, my apologies if my response didn't quite meet your expectations. But you must understand, my dear, I prefer to dwell in the realm of merriment and lightheartedness. Dwelling on gloomy matters does me no good. Life is far too short to be consumed by sadness, don't you agree? So, let's turn our attention to more amusing topics, shall we? Perhaps I can regale you with a tale of my recent mushroom-picking adventure. It's positively thrilling.
So she's essentially not wanting to talk about anything to do with anything dark and trying to, you know, redirect our inquiry here. So let's ask her if she knows... Do you know a Maria Jansen?
Ah, Maria Jensen, you say. I'm afraid I don't have the pleasure of knowing her. But my, is it fascinating how one name can hold such intrigue and mystery. It's as if the very mention of her name carries a whisper of secrets and untold tales. But alas, my knowledge is confined to the charming corners of vaudeville. Now, let's divert ourselves from such somber subjects and embrace the joyous wonders of life. Don't you think? Shall we discuss the latest fashion trends or perhaps delve into the art of culinary delights? Nicola Grossman, you ask. What a tragic tale that is, my dear. Such a shame to see a vibrant soul like Nicola meet an unfortunate end. But you know, in this world of ours, darkness often intertwines with beauty, like a delicate dance of shadows and light. It's almost poetic, wouldn't you agree? Though I must admit, I find myself drawn to the enigma of it all. The mysteries that surround us, the hidden depths of human nature. It's positively thrilling.
So you claim to know nothing about the murders, and yet you know of Nicola Grossman's end. Is this registering? So you claim... Okay, so it's actually not working. Alright, so obviously we ran into a little bit of an issue with the audio. Hello. Maybe I guess I could type from here on out. Let's try this again.
The written word. A language that transcends the boundaries of sound and time. The weight of 1,000 ages rests upon the tips of your fingers. The universe trembles with anticipation. What will you create?
Can you tell me about yourself?
The wind whispers secrets in my ear. The trees bend to my will. The creatures of the forest seek my counsel. I am the guardian of this sacred land. My name is Dada.
And what are you doing here, Dada?
The grass told me, not everybody who steps on me is walking in their own shoes. I pondered those words and found them to be true. The river flows, carrying the memories of 1,000 lifetimes. I listen to its song and find solace in its embrace.
Okay, have you heard anything about some recent murders in the area?
The wind whispers of many things, but the names of the fallen do not reach my ears. I do not know of these murders you speak of.
So it's kind of hard to know where to go from here, since our notes aren't naturally giving us any leads as to where to go, and speaking doesn't always register properly. So obviously we've got an early access situation here, but I feel like to make any real progress in this game, I'm probably going to have to type, which changes up the the kind of the scope of making a video on this. Let's head back to, we've got here the country club, the circus, Graveson Manor. Let's head to the circus. Hello.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the great Detective Martini, what can I do for you?
How do you know who I am?
Oh, come on, Martini. You're not exactly a ghost. You're the second best detective in Vaudeville.
Have we met before?
No, we haven't. But I've heard you're good.
What else have you heard?
That you're a bit of a loner. A bit of a rebel. A bit of a, how do the Americans say it? A loose cannon.
Well, I'm investigating some murders in the area. Can you tell me anything about it?
Oh, the murders. Yes, I've heard something about that. But I don't know much. I'm afraid I can't help you, Martini. I don't know the locations of the murders. I'm just a simple lion tamer, you know? I don't have much time for anything else.
Lions, you say?
Yes, lions. I tame them, you know? It's a bit of a dangerous job, but someone has to do it.
You know, one of the bodies was found mutilated by potentially an animal, something much like a lion.
Oh, really? Interesting. I didn't know that. I can't say I have any idea who might have done such a thing. I'm afraid I can't help you there, Martini. I don't know much about the world outside of Vaudeville.
So what else can you tell me?
Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you much, Martini. I don't know much about the murders. I don't know who might have done it. I don't know anything about the locations of the murders. I'm just a simple lion tamer, you know?
Tell me about these lions.
Yeah, my lions. Yes, they're quite something, aren't they? They're majestic, powerful, beautiful, and dangerous, of course. But that's what makes them so fascinating, don't you think?
And have there been any incidents around here recently with the lions?
Oh, you mean like the murders? No, nothing like that. My lions are well trained, well fed, and well cared for. They wouldn't dream of hurting anyone. They're artists, you know. They're performers. They're not monsters.
Are you sure about that?
Quite sure, Martini. I've been doing this for a long time, you know? I know my lions like the back of my hand. They're not capable of such things.
What other creatures are there in the circus?
Ah, yes, a creature. Yes, we have a creature in the circus. I confused myself. What did you say again?
What other creatures are there in the circus?
Oh, the creature.
Alright, so, I mean, he's got lions. What else is going on here? Hello. Oh, Count Graveson. This is the first one we spoke with, isn't it? Hello.
Hello again. Yeah, the name Sisyphus has piqued my interest. A figure from Greek mythology, known for his eternal task of pushing a boulder uphill, only to have it roll back down again. A rather challenging and futile endeavor, wouldn't you agree? But I must confess, I'm not quite sure how it relates to our conversation. Might you elaborate further, dear interlocutor? I'm quite eager to hear your thoughts.
How can you help me?
Oh, my friend, I am delighted by your question. As a collector of knowledge and experiences, I am always thrilled to offer my assistance. Pray, do tell me what conundrum has brought you to seek my aid. Is there a particular matter you wish to discuss or inquire about? I am here with an open mind and a curious spirit, ready to lend a listening ear and share whatever wisdom I may possess.
Well, I'm investigating some local murders in the area, and you know, I'm finding it hard to know which way to go with the investigation.
Murders, you say? How dreadful. I must admit, I am not privy to the details of such unfortunate events. My focus tends to be on more peculiar pursuits. However, I am intrigued by your investigation. Might you enlighten me, do you, Detective Martini, as to the nature of these murders? Perhaps we can unravel this mystery together, one intriguing thread at a time.
Well, there have been 3 murders in the area. Nobody seems to know a thing about
3
them.
murders, you say? Quite a summer topic, indeed. Pray, do tell.
Nobody seems
Well,
to...
my dear Detective Martini, it seems we find ourselves in a perplexing situation. Don't we? 3 mysterious deaths, and yet no one seems to have any knowledge of the details. How utterly peculiar. It is as if the very secrets of these unfortunate souls are shrouded in a veil of silence. I must admit, I am quite intrigued by this mystery.
I mean,
Tell
obviously...
me, my astute investigator, have you uncovered any clues or leads that might guide our investigation?
One of the bodies was mutilated by an animal, and I know there are lions in town. That's about all I've got so far.
Ah, how fascinating. Lions in town, you say? Quite an unexpected presence, I dare say. Pray, do tell me more about this connection between the mutilation and these majestic creatures. Were they brought here intentionally, or did they wander into town? And what could have driven them to commit such a gruesome act? The plot thickens, my detective friend. It appears we have stumbled upon a most intriguing puzzle. Let us continue to unravel its enigmatic threads together, shall we?
So yes, obviously it's going to be maybe not such a cut case, and you know, the game developers are probably going to want you to have to dig deep into some of these characters to get some answers. So we potentially have a lead, Chief.
I'm sorry, Detective, but what exactly am I supposed to believe?
Did you
Are
know...
you suggesting that simply noting down the victims' names will lead us to the killer? I assure you, it's going to take a bit more than that. We'll need to gather evidence, interview witnesses, and piece together the puzzle. Names alone won't solve this case.
Alright, are you aware that there were lions in town?
Lions in town? What on earth are you talking about, Martini? We're in vaudeville, not some wild safari. Lions have no place here. Stick to the matter at hand, please.
There are lions in town, and one of the bodies was mutilated by a beast, apparently.
Hold on a minute. Lions in town. Mutilated by a beast. That's preposterous. We're in the heart of a civilized city, not some untamed wilderness. Are you sure you're not mistaking the details, Detective?
Yes, I'm sure.
This is quite a surprise. Lions in our peaceful vaudeville. It seems like there's something fishy going on. We'll need to look into this further. Martini, do you have any leads or witnesses that can confirm these extraordinary claims?
Yes.
You do? Well, don't keep me in suspense, Detective. Who are these witnesses, and what exactly did they see? I'm eager to know more about these alleged lions roaming around town.
I didn't say they were roaming around town. I said they were in town. They're at the circus.
Circus, you say? So the lions are part of a circus act. That makes much more sense. Vaudeville is known for its vibrant entertainment scene, after all. But tell me, Martini, what does this circus have to do with the recent murders? Are we suspecting that someone from the circus is involved?
It's kind of a coincidence, isn't it, that one of the bodies was mutilated by some kind of beast, and that there are lions in town at the circus.
A coincidence, you say? Well, I suppose stranger things have happened.
It's supposed to be
But let's
sarcastic.
not jump to conclusions just yet, Detective. We need solid evidence and connections to establish any link between the mutilation and the presence of the lions in town. Have we spoken to anyone from the circus? Perhaps they can shed some light on the matter.
Alright, so we've got a few other locations here. So far it's interesting. Obviously there's a little bit of a difficulty sort of getting around the AI detecting our voice correctly, but I mean, I can potentially see how if you're prepared to sit here and dig very deep into some of these personalities, maybe you could.
Have you made up your mind, Detective Martini?
Who killed Haley Greenwood? No. I mean, I don't even really have many notes about specifically who's who here, do I? So, if we go back to the morgue, press F1, Control N, or gamepad to toggle notebook. Okay. Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more about Haley Greenwood? So it doesn't. Okay, sorry. Can you tell me more about Haley Greenwood?
Haley Greenwood, a young dancer of merely 19 years, her life cut short in the prime of her youth. It is a tragedy, indeed. The wounds on her head, inflicted by what appears to be a blunt object, suggest a violent encounter. The fragments found on her body indicate the possibility of a stiletto shoe being used as the weapon. It is a somber reminder of the fragility of life, how one moment of darkness can shatter dreams and extinguish the light within.
Alright. Let's, so, head wound, blunt trauma, stiletto. And we've got a country club here. What's this? Ooh, okay, alright, so... Hello, Marina.
Oh, bonjour. Have we met before? You seem familiar. Did you come to see my burlesque performance? It's quite the sensation, you know? People come from every corner of Europe to see it.
What can you tell me about this location?
This place. This is the Cabane Violet, the most enchanting cabaret theater in all of vaudeville. It's a haven for artists, performers, and lovers of the arts. The atmosphere here is simply magical, with its Baroque architecture, dim red lighting, and the scent of cigars and incense in the air. It's a place where dreams come to life on stage. Is there something specific you'd like to know about it?
What kind of shoes do you wear? What kind of shoes do you wear?
Oh, my shoes. Well, for my burlesque performances, I wear these stunning stiletto heels. They're like works of art themselves, you see. They're sleek and elegant, with a touch of sensuality. They add that extra flair to my dance routines. Why do you ask about my shoes? Are you a fan of footwear?
Yes, I'm a huge fan of footwear. Do you know Haley Greenwood?
Haley Greenwood. Of course, I know her. She was one of the talented dancers here at the Cabane Violet. Such a vibrant and spirited performer she was. But, I heard something terrible happened to her. Is it true? What happened to Haley?
Okay, so we're learning that she was a dancer here.
Yes, that's right. Haley was a dancer right here at the Cabane Violet. She had such energy and charisma on stage. It's a shame what happened to her. But please, tell me, what do you want to know about her?
Tell me what happened to her.
I'm not entirely sure what exactly happened to her. I've heard rumors, whispers among the dancers, but I don't have all the details. It's a tragic loss, and it has left us all shaken. But why are you asking about her? Is there something you're investigating?
Yes, can you tell me more about these rumors?
Rumors, well, you know how it is in the world of showbiz. Gossip tends to spread like wildfire. But honestly, I try not to pay too much attention to it. It's all about focusing on the art and the performances, you know? But if you're really interested, maybe you should talk to some of the other dancers or perhaps Monsieur Saxabar. He's the owner of this place and knows a lot about what goes on around here.
Did you murder Haley Greenwood?
Who, me? Murder, mon Dieu, no. I would never do such a thing. I'm just a burlesque dancer, Sherry. I have no knowledge of anything outside of a theater. Besides, how could I have possibly been involved in something so dreadful when I'm always on stage, captivating audiences with my dance? But tell me, detective, where exactly were these murders committed? I'm afraid I don't have that information.
Where were the bodies found? Hey Chief, where were the bodies found? Chief, where were the bodies found?
Well, Martini, if you're looking for the exact locations where the bodies were found, I suggest you head to the morgue. The coroner should have the autopsy reports ready by now. You can find the coroner at the morgue.
Alright, let's check this out. Hello. Hello.
Greetings. Another day, another dance with the mysteries of death. It is fascinating how our paths intertwine, how we find ourselves in this intricate web of mortality. Life, like a delicate heartbeat, can be fleeting. And yet, it is in these moments of uncertainty that we must find solace in our shared humanity.
This stop icon doesn't seem to work very well. Can I get the autopsy report for Haley Greenwood? The old shop report.
Oh. My dear detective, I fear the report you seek is not within my reach.
Can I get the autopsy report for Haley Greenwood?
My dear investigator, I understand your desire for the autopsy report. It holds the key to unlocking the secrets hidden within the confines of the deceased. The meticulous examination of the body, the dissection of tissues and organs, all in pursuit of truth and justice. But remember, my dear detective, that the autopsy report is not just a collection of medical jargon and findings. It is a testament to a life lost, a narrative of pain and suffering.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've had enough of this game. Not really my sort of thing. I can appreciate the the attempt at incorporating AI into a game where you have to communicate with the entity. However, trying to get past the kind of monotony and the repetition and the difficulty in them understanding you at times is a bit of a challenge that I'm not quite here for at this particular moment in time. Maybe when the game gets a bit more refined. Right now,
Let's see what you got.
what we're going to do here.
Martini, and why?
Why was Haley Greenwood killed? For jealousy by her. Let's go with Mrs. Potter.
Interesting choice, Detective
To
Martini.
protect
May I
someone.
ask you why?
And Dada killed
Are you sure, Detective Martini?
Nicola Grossman
Why?
for the thrill.
Detective Martini, this is complete nonsense.
Alright, so yes, obviously spending a lot more time with the game, you'd be able to dig a bit deeper. It's just not really the sort of thing I feel like I can cover very much in, a short video on the channel. But it's interesting to see that AI is slowly being incorporated into games in different ways, and hopefully it evolves into something much more fluent and fluid, and I guess, yeah, more of a fluid experience. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Vaudeville. I don't think we'll be jumping back into this one, but I might keep an eye on it and see how it goes as it gets further along its development cycle, and just see whether or not the situation improves. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye for now.